And we are wrestling with AEW Revolution. It takes place Sunday in Los Angeles, California, at the can't believe you're not the Staples Center arena anymore, crypto arena. And yeah, it's been 2 months since we've had a AEW paid preview. Technically 3 months. Yeah, it's been a peaceful and great, fantastic 3 months in my opinion. But now we're going back to black. We're going back to AEW, and we're back in mine in Kaliko's backyard. I was there last year. Kaliko will be there this year. Um, Honestly, if there was something that gave me a reason to actually buy a ticket to this, I would, but there is literally no reason to, in my opinion. I mean, there's not even a reason to pay for it on TV. That's why I watch it with Captain Jack Sparrow. Take that as you will. Let's get into it. The first reason I'm not going to this show, um, uh, Phase A, Subject A, whatever you want to call it, Ricochet, versus Tommaso Ciampa versus somebody to be announced for the national championship, and that is on the pre-show. Um, don't really like Ricochet, and that was a pretty solid reason not to go to this show. Exhibit A, as I said. Um, I don't know who the third man is going to be in this triple threat, but I can imagine that they're going to be taking the title off of Ricochet. I mean, he's a heel, Tommaso's a heel. Unless the other guy is Mark Briscoe, I don't think that there's a good chance that the title's coming off of Ricochet. Um, Singles match for the That Bitch Show Championship. Willow Nightingale versus Lana Cross. Another pre-show match. I'm aware of Lana Cross. I didn't know that she actually signed with AEW, but good for her, I suppose. Um, has the title ever even changed hands on a pre-show? That's a good question. Not a question I'm looking to have answered tonight, but yeah, I don't think that Cross is going to be beating Nightingale, so I'm going with Nightingale. Now we have Exhibit B. Boom and Doom. Big Boom AJ and QT Marshalls versus the Infantry, Captain Sean Dean and Charlie Bravo, accompanied by Trish Adora. Yeah, I seen AJ Big Boom last year. Um, I mean, he has good energy, but I did not pay a fucking ticket to see AJ Boom, and I will not buy a ticket this year either. That being said, I have no doubt that he will be winning this match, and taking the W. How the hell QT Marshall came to team with him, I have no fucking idea. Usually he's the heel, and he's taking the L's in these types of matches. But he will be getting a rare W in this one. Alright, if the pre-show wasn't enough to get you invested into this show, we got the main card. A trios match. Debbie Allen, freshly pooped Orange Cassidy, and Roderick Neck Strong versus them dogs. David Finlay, Clark Connors, and Gabriel Kidd. It's where I usually say who wins Calico, but Calico is on that midnight train to Georgia. Maybe it's to Los Angeles. Who knows? Trains are dangerous. Um, David Finlay and the Dogs have just signed with AEW, so I can't necessarily imagine that they take a L in their first match. So on their first PLE, so I highly doubt that it's going to be an L to this random clusterfuck of wrestlers. And I know that, Roddy and I mean all of these guys are big guys for AEW in the AEW context, but and I think Orange Cassidy and Roderick Strong are in the same faction. Um, I feel like there's better use of Darby, but I digress. That being said, uh, Finley for the W. Um, Now we have AEW Women's World Tag Team Championship match. The Babes of Wrath, Haley Cameron and Willow Nightingale versus Megan Bayne and Lana Cross. Um, this is interesting because Nightingale and Cross are fighting on the pre-show. And are they going to make Lana Cross like the biggest fucking loser in all of AEW? In all of pro wrestling, I honestly, if she loses two title matches in the same night, I mean that is not a good look for her. I mean, even if Megan takes the L, and I highly doubt that Megan's taking any L's at this point. Um, wouldn't it be wouldn't it have been better if it was Bing and Penelope Ford? I would think so, but I think Penelope is injured, so I'm gonna go Megan Bane and Lana Cross on this one. Then we have an everyone is banned from ringside match. Timeless Tony Storm versus Marina You Should Fear. Timeless Tony Storm in Hollywood. Yeah, I highly doubt that she's going to lose this match. I mean, nobody paid a ticket not to see Tony Storm lose. So, Tony Storm for the W on that one. Trios match for the AEW World Trios Championship. Um, we have the Don Callis family, Kazuchika Okaya, Kyle Flatulence, and Mark Davis versus Mystico and Jet Speed. The Jet, Kevin Knight, and Speed Testicle, Mike Bailey. Um, I don't know who thought that this was a good idea or a main attraction match. Obviously, they wanted to get Mystico on the card because, you know, Los Angeles. Um, has Kevin Knight and Speedball won anything since they've been together or gotten? I don't think so, but I highly doubt where they're going to be getting anything in this match. Yeah, no. Okada or Flatulence gets the W on these guys. Then we have a 2 out of 3 falls match for the AEW Women's World Championship. The Claw versus Chris Statlander. I mean, Claw made myself laugh too. Um, Claw just won the title, so I highly doubt that they're going to let her lose it. So yeah, the Claw wins with the Claw. Brody King versus Swerve Strickland, which Prince na 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 na, hey hey, goodbye. Um, Brody is the big bad, babyface at this point. And it seems like he's garnered a lot of attraction in the last couple of months. So, I mean, he's becoming a big star for them. But, I mean, I can't be mad at. I like Brody. Brody was a good guy. Brody is a good guy. Um, so I'm happy to see him in a high profile match. That being said, Swerve Strickland just turned heel. Obviously this was supposed to be Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega couldn't get out of the gaming tournament that he was in. Low key, I would have if this was Brody King. If this was Kenny Omega versus Strickland, I probably would have bought a ticket for it. So, I mean, that just kind of tells you, the magnitude that Kenny Omega has, and that's in a special attraction match. Um, I get it, obviously, they couldn't put things together. No, not necessarily nobody's fault. They obviously put Brody King in a big position. That being said, why have Swerve Strickland turn heel if, he's just going to be dropping L's? Uh, so, I mean, I feel like Swerve has to win this match because, as Kaliko would say, there needs to be some justification for this, um, you know, the heel turn. Um, I mean, there's a possibility somebody gets the Swerve force, kind of fuckery with him to get Brody the W, but I think the best route here is Swerve to take the W. In the next match, Exhibit C, Andrade El Idaho versus Bandito. Whoever wins, we all lose. As people probably know, I do not give less of a flying fuck about Andrade. Um, and I would have to be somewhat invested in Bandito to actually give a flying fuck about him. So, I mean, this is just, a lose lose situation. I mean, not discounting their wrestling ability, but they don't have personality to back it up. Um, I honestly don't care, but if I had to make an educated guess, I would probably say Andrade. Alright, no time limit match for the Continental Breakfast Championship match. John Moxley, no longer a Nazi, versus Kolkutska Take Shitta. I think that this might actually be a good match. Moxley's a good John Moxley now, and he's having competitive matches with good AEW wrestlers because he's a good John Moxley once again. So I think that they'll have a good competitive match. Don't really know what's going on with Take a Shit right now. Um, if this is a high profile match for him or not. I wanna say I wanna go with John Moxley on this one. I mean, I could see Take a Shit taking a W, but that doesn't mean that they're going to give him a W. I would also make the argument that Cold Cuts needs to be in the main, going for the main title as of right now. I mean, he should be going for MJF. So, I mean, I would feel like giving him this belt would kind of be a disservice for him. He needs to be getting bumped up to the main event, not necessarily hold mid card titles. My opinion. Then we have Exhibit D. Fuck the Revival, Cash Wheeler, Dax Hardwood versus the Young Fucks, Nicholas and Matt Jackoff. Cut case closed. Get to the next show. Yeah, I mean, at one point this was like a special attraction match. Like it was, oh fuck, the FTR versus the Young Bucks. Oh my god, that's like, take my money. Like, these are the two greatest tag teams of all time. And now it just kind of seems like they're living on past glories. Like, they haven't done anything, significant at this point, if I'm being honest. It seems like they're just trying to rehash something to get themselves on the card. And that's literally it. Like, we didn't necessarily need this match again. We didn't know. And, I mean, if there was like a legitimate beef there, then yeah, build it up. But we see what you're doing. Where we know why this match is happening. And we know those titles aren't coming off of FTR until Edge and Christian comes back. So, um, the revival for the W. And then we have Exhibit E, the last chance Texas death match for the AEW World Championship. If Page loses, he will never be able to challenge for the AEW World Championship ever again. MJF versus Hangman Adam Page. I saw this match last year at this show. I didn't need to see it again. I could make the argument I never needed to see it ever again. But here we are. 1 year later, um, MJF, Hangman Page. I feel the safe money is to go with Page because, it's last chance, and if he doesn't win it, he could never challenge for it again. And when AEW says something is forever, I mean, they literally fucking mean it's forever. Or like WWE is like, you could never challenge for this championship ever again. And then 2 weeks later, well, there was a loophole and you could challenge for it again. So, I mean, yeah, it would make perfect sense. I mean, how many death matches has MJF been in? And how many death matches has Hangman Page been in? I mean, I would say that he has the advantage just match stipulation wise. So, yeah. Hangman Page for the W. Alright. That will conclude our coverage of AEW Revolution. We should have a full review of the show next week. Maybe Kaliko will actually be here for it. We'll see. But that will conclude this episode as a whole. Thank you for listening. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment, both on YouTube and Castbox. This was sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. Join us next Tuesday and Wednesday for new incredible interviews as we interview Warsaw on Tuesday, Kid Lat on Wednesday, and follow the show at Wrestling with E, both on Xthread and Instagram for information on who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing them, links to those interviews, and so much more. Follow me personally at JamesJ993. You can follow Kaliko at I am Kaliko. For Kaliko Yachts and Scooter Dust, I'm James J, and this has been Wrestling with Entertainment.
Hey, folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show. Support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.